Hello, everyone. Lawyers have been denied access to Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore was arrested earlier today when he had gone to the High Court to see Nnamdi Kanu, where they had a brief meeting, they hugged and all of that. And while he was on his way out, he was arrested. Or why immediately after he left the court, he was arrested. Initially, they didn't say it was an arrest. They said it was an invitation to the FCT Commissioner of Police for him to come over there. But you could see literally they were almost detaining him. It's not as if, oh, I invite you to coffee, come whenever you can. It was, hey, you have been called to come here. You have to come here kind of thing. And so they arrested him earlier today, but lawyers have been trying to get in touch with him and they're not being allowed to do so. We have Deji Adeyanju, who has also come out to say that he had tried to reach out to see his client, Omoyele Sowore, but he has been denied that opportunity, to do that. Inibehe Effiong also wrote on his Twitter handle that he was at abattoir, the SARS office in Abuja that is called abattoir. If you know what an abattoir is, that's where they actually slaughter animals. And the abattoir that they call that SARS, it's actually an apt description because there are a lot of reports that they slaughter people in there. Many people have disappeared, killed, disappeared. There are even some who say there are blood that flow out from that particular place. Anyway, all these things are reports that people have made over time, an accusation of the fact that these are places where people's lives don't matter. People's lives are always being taken recklessly. Because just imagine abattoir. Why would even such a name exist if that is not what is happening? Lawyer Adeyanju denied access to client Sowore as FCT police hold activists in custody. Adeyanju made this known on Thursday after Sowore's arrest earlier in the day at the premises of the Federal High Court. Human rights activist Deji Adeyanju has been denied access to his client Omoyele Sowore, who is currently being held by the Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command in Abuja. Adeyanju made this known on Thursday after Sowore's arrest earlier in the day in the premises of the Federal High Court. The activist, a former presidential candidate, was picked up by the police officers shortly after leaving the court. According to an earlier report by Sahara reporters, the arrest was ordered by the Commissioner of Police in the FCT. Sowore was meant to appear in court for a case presided over by Justice Emeka Wite, which he had described as bogus as a bogus and falsifiable charge of alleged forgery of a police wireless message. Adeyanju, who arrived at the FC command to see his client, said police authorities refused to grant him access. And even in that video where Sowore was arrested, you would see where he was insisting that his lawyer has to go with him. He needed his lawyer there. It's one of the rights that human beings have, no matter, even if for those who have, done heinous crime, they still have uh, a right to their lawyers, and they will sit to their lawyers, to defend them. So why are you denying Omoyele Sowore his lawyer? In the first place, why did you even arrest Omoyele Sowore in the first place? Deji Adeyanju posted on X, he said, "I have been denied access to my client Omoyele Sowore at the FCT command by the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of CID." Reacting to the development, another human rights activist, human rights lawyer, Inibehe Effiong, that's the one that I mentioned, and it was even his own was the first one that I saw before now seeing this. Reacting to the development, another human rights lawyer, Inibehe Effiong, condemned the arrest, describing it as unlawful and an embarrassment to the country's judicial process. He wrote on X the arrest of Omoyele Sowore at the Federal High Court in Abuja moments ago is preposterous. Effiong further criticized the authorities, saying the police and the Tinubu regime are making a mockery of our judicial system. He demanded Sowore's immediate arrest, declaring he should be freed immediately. In a follow-up post, Effiong warned against continued intimidation of activists, saying, "Stop the shenanigans." Earlier reports by Sahara reporters revealed that Sowore was approached by a police officer who told him he was under arrest on the orders of the FCT Commissioner of Police. Despite protests from his legal team led by Tokpe Temokun, the officers insisted they were acting on direct instruction from the commissioner. Sowore, the convener of the Revolution Now movement, has been repeatedly arrested since 2019 over his pro-democracy activism and strong criticism of government corruption and abuse of power. And so let me also quickly go and check the handle of Inibehe, because that is where he mentioned also the fact that he also had tried to see Sowore, and then he had been refused the opportunity to do that. And this is a tweet that he made some hours ago. He said, "I've just been denied access to ELS Sowore." He used his X handle, formerly known as Twitter, at the former SARS abattoir located at Guzape, Abuja. I mean, when they call it abattoir, it's just such a name that is normal. You just use it. Just like I'm going to abattoir to go and buy cow meat. That's how they call this place abattoir, and it's just crazy. And he said, this is what Inebehe Effiong also said. He said, the officers on duty insisted that I have to get clearance from the FCT Police Command Headquarters before they can give me access to Sowore. I've left the facility, and I know this is what Inebehe Effiong had to say. Someone that is there made a comment and say, I don't know if Nigeria is practicing another form of democracy where citizens' rights are no longer protected. I think our judiciary allow this form of impunity from the police. And I will tell you that indeed our judiciary has been the one that has let itself down, have allowed other arms of government to trample upon it. The judiciary, instead of being the last resort of the common man, became the plaything of corrupt politicians, and they no longer focus on ensuring that they care for the most vulnerable in the society. So, and then somebody put an update. Ifemi Adeyeye said Adeji Adeyanju and Inibehe Effiong, all counsel to Omoyele Sowore, have both on different times been denied access to Sowore. And then he was asking someone and say, is this law? And I'm going to end it here by also asking you, is this law?